Welcome to another edition of the Paranormal Zone. I'm your co-host, Tom Spitalere. Bob is still out on assignment. Tim's out on assignment tonight. We've been real busy. Melissa's back. Welcome back, Melissa. How are we doing?
Hey, thanks for having me.
It's been a fun week, hasn't it? Rain.
We got hit hard.
Yeah,
tonight,
we did too.
Tomorrow we're going to get dumped on too.
Yeah, and we haven't. The weather's been so wonk around here. We haven't even had time to do a ghost hunt to Hilldale.
Yeah, it really has been. It hasn't been the greatest. I can't wait to get back to Hillsdale.
Right, but have no fear. We're 17, 18 things booked for the month of October already. We're probably heading to another 30, 31 day event. We got a lot of stuff to do. I still got a bunch of phone calls to make for October. I just have been wiped out busy. So the nonprofit I work at, we have a Abigail Adams dress out and showing some of the equipment that would have been used to how that dress would have been made and who would have done it. A nice little timeline. That's at the Buttonwoods Museum in Haverhill, Massachusetts. So come on down and see that.
Very cool.
We have been doing cases, though, pretty much straight out, which is good. But we'll be back home at my home, Hilldale Cemetery, hopefully in the next, not this weekend, because we just got booked on another private case.
Yes.
Busy year, but that's excellent.
It is excellent.
So other than that, let's get started. So we didn't know what we were going to do tonight because it's just been crazy. Just crazy. And lo and behold, we figured out what we're going to talk about.
We did.
Yeah, in fact, it was Melissa's idea to talk about one of my favorite, all-time favorite. These are beautiful creatures to look at. When you see them out in the wilderness like we have on cases at Hilldale Cemetery, which Melissa will talk about because she's the one that caught that one. I did see what with my own eyes there, but I saw one at Amesbury where they don't belong, which I thought was weird because they're not really known to be only in certain areas. So what are these beautiful creatures? They're called Pukwudgies. Pukwudgie, also spelled Puk capital Wudjie, also spelled Pukwdjinee.
Oh my.
Translated by Henry Schoolcraft as a little wild man of the woods that vanishes. A human-like creature of the Wampanoag folklore found in Delaware, Prince Edward Island, parts of Indiana, southeastern Massachusetts, also at Cadillac Mountain. Also been seen in different parts of Massachusetts and New Hampshire. Like I said, I saw one in Amesbury on a case that we had to handle.
Right. It's not far, so I guess you know what I mean. It's not like it's way out there.
Right. They're about 2 to 3 feet tall. And if you're listening to us all over the world, they're 0.61 to 0.91 meters tall. Because we got listeners all over the world. Not that tall. The one I saw had beady red eyes and pointy ears. He didn't look too pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
So according to...
the ones I have seen as well, their ears go up.
Right. So according to legend, Pukwudgies can appear and disappear at will. Shape-shift, of which most common form of this creature that looks like a porcupine from the back and half troll, half human from the front and walks upright. Boy, that would be pretty scary to look at. Yeah.
That is like a perfect description, really.
Then they lure people to their death using magic, poison, arrows, create a fire, or if you're in southeastern Massachusetts and you're near the cliffs, it'll keep calling you out in the dark woods till you go, whoops, and you end up in a granite quarry smash.
Yeah, and I know one was called, there was in Massachusetts as well, a girl was called out to the actual pond to go in and drown herself.
Right. So Native Americans believed that Pukwudgies were once friendly humans, but turned against them and best left alone. According to lore, a person annoyed a Pukwudgie would be subject to nasty tricks by the subject of being followed by a Pukwudgie who would cause trouble for them. They're also known to kidnap people, push them off cliffs, attack victims with short knives and spears, and use sand to blind their victims. That is true. Now, one of the stories I do know about dates back to King Philip's War during the French-Indian War. Supposedly the Pukwudgies were sent to protect King Philip, or Metacom, as he was known to his people. And the colonial militia, well, the militia, we weren't colonial, we were colonial Britain at that time, sorry. The colonial militia opened up fire and wiped out the Pukwudgies. That's another story I heard. Hence maybe why they're very strong in the Bridgewater Triangle. Pukwudgies are said to be enemies of culture heroes. The giant Mooshop and his wife Granny Squarnette. One story from the Wampanoag folklore explained that they began causing mischief and something in their natives, tormenting the natives out of jealousy, of devotion, and affliction the natives had for Mooshop, who eventually exiled to different parts of North America. The Pukwudgies have since been hostile to humans and took revenge, killing Mostof's 5 sons. Some variations even suggest they killed Mooshop himself.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty interesting. So some of the...
So some of the legends out there are insinuating that this comes from, of England then. So if that's the case, it would have to be some type of is it like a pagan or a deity? Obviously a deity, some type of worship thing where they call this thing out, right?
No, you're right. In the Ashramita culture, a system, the clan system of the Dodamen, and the Anshapita culture, which is culturally related to the indigenous people of the Great Lakes, Canada, and which include the Ojibwa, the Ottawa, the Potawatomi, the Mississaugas, the Nipissings, and the Algonquin peoples.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
So Algonquin, Obawaman, the Barren River Awaja,
oh, wow.
Which is in Ontario, Little Grand Rapids, Manitoba, strongly distinguished. Border Lakes, Central and Eastern Nakawanam, the Sultanex, the Nipissings, North of Superior, Northwestern, the Ottawanman, the Ojibwe of Southwestern, and the Bodwedamine. Not good at that one. They use birch bark scrolls. Their writing is Canadian Aboriginal stylistics and Great Lakes Algonquin stylistics.
Very interesting.
The art of birch biting, jingle dress, powwow, quill work, ribbon work, and wampum. That's pretty much what that says.
Okay, so that was interesting. I wonder how it comes from then. Very interesting.
So they're described as small goblin-like humanoids with grayish skin. Some legends say they could transform into walking porcupine quills. Known to appear and disappear, create fire, poison arrows, and trick and lure travelers into danger. Relationship with humans, originally friendly, now
not.
Yeah, not so nice.
Now.
Mentioned by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow in the song of Hiawatha as troublesome beings. So even Longfellow wrote about them. Longfellow sings.
No way. So even Longfellow wrote about it.
Featured broader American fantasy landscapes, including J.K. Rowling's writings on Livermore School of Witchcraft, Wizardry, and Puckwudgies is the name of one of the schoolhouses.
Very interesting. So I guess for our listeners, how I came up with this topic is I came across a video today, and I was like, oh, we should maybe talk about that this afternoon when we couldn't really figure anything out. And it was a farmer on his tractor, harvesting talking about, farming, how much he loves farming until it comes to nighttime, and talking about the little people in the grass. The little people come out at night. And then, so I, of course I go to the comments because I immediately knew what he was talking about, knowing what I've encountered over at Hilldale myself.
Right.
On one of our group tours. It happened, I think, one of the Saturday nights or Friday nights we were there. And so let me just back up. So the farmer was cutting down, I'm sorry, all of that. I lost track for a second.
That's all right.
And talking about the little people, 2 to 3 feet tall, and, in the grass. And then you go to the comments and you see a lot of Native American people responding, going, you know exactly what that is. You do not call their name. That means you're summoning them. But obviously would not list a name.
Right.
Maybe it's different. I'm sure each tribe has a different word for what they see, just like, we do.
Right.
And, exactly. So I was like, okay, so I knew it. In just reading the comments, I was like, this sounds exactly what we encountered at Hilldale. And not only that, then I go to the, of course, 3 videos later was another one, and it was like I want to say almost the West Virginia area, very thick accent, and they call them boogers out there. And the family is talking, they're very well known. Apparently in the crypto world for, I think their evidence that they have captured or whatnot, and her grandfather's story. So something took place there, and the family, it has been documented, and apparently it's I'll have to go look and see if I can find the video again, and so I can see the name of the family, so I could, you know what I mean? So we can know
Right.
exactly who they are, because the cryptid world definitely knows this family. And so while we're doing a tour at Hilldale, we set up the grid light. For you those who don't know what that is, it's a flashlight that puts out a million dots of a neon green, if you will, and makes a grid. And the theory is if an energy is interrupting it or whatnot, it's going to black out the green, so we can't see it. So we set up the grid, and I'm just videoing down. I'm sitting on the ground, on the grass, and all of a sudden, about 2 to 3 feet high, you start seeing all different heights of blacked out dots, and it looks like they're running in the grass. Is the best way to say it. And I captured, I think 2 videos on that last year. Hopefully, it was saved to the cloud. I hope I did that right. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, it's quite interesting.
I'm not the best with the tech, but yes, very interesting, because it's, and my husband also states that he feels, every time we get to the back area, on the backside, right where the big portal is, he feels like something is calling him, trying to lure him back into the woods, down to the river there.
Right. Yeah, that's another interesting tidbit about these things.
It is, and then you just saying they're known to lure, and I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, they are. That's another thing. Yeah, they are known to lure.
Mm-hmm.
So be careful out there, y'all, if you want to go investigating on your own.
Well, know what you're doing too.
Yeah, don't go up there alone. Never go alone.
No, because these things...
You can end up missing in the woods.
Yeah.
Like it opens, it'll just take you in circles and circles and circles. And you'll stay in the same mile thinking you went 10 miles straight.
And you went nowhere.
And you went nowhere. Yep.
That's why it's very, you really should be, if you're going out to these places looking for see certain type, and we'll discuss a few other things as we go on tonight. I got a few more things to say about puckwudgies or pudgewuckies, or however we want to call them today. I got a few more things I have to say about them. So, their physical appearances are 2 to 3 feet tall, like I said earlier to you. 0.6 meters to nearly 1 meter for our friends outside, the United States. They have enlarged nose, long fingers, and long ears. That would scare me to death. Their skin is smooth and gray and sometimes described as glowing. Bodies often depicted with porcupine quills on the back.
Mm-hmm.
They have powers. The invisibility can appear to vanish completely at will. Oh, that's what happened to Hilldale.
What happened?
They disappeared on us.
Oh, yeah, they did. Yes, they did.
Shape-shifting can transform into animals like porcupines or a cougar. What a pretty kitty they could transfer to. I don't know if I want to.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to play with that kitty.
No, thank you.
You sure?
I'm
just
good.
Kidding. Magic and combat can create fire, cast illusions, attack travelers with poison arrows, and push them off cliffs. They sound like fun people to hang with, huh?
Yeah. I'm all set.
Yeah. Folklore, history according to tradition, were very friendly to humans but grew jealous and resentful when humans began heavily adore the giant moss shop. They shifted from minor pests to dangerous adversities to try to lure people away, to get them lost in the woods and cause them harm. In the Wampanoag folklore, which is real interesting because these are Wampanoags folklore here. To be a pudgewucky means to be mischief, magical, and potentially deadly. Trickster, spirit originating from folklore of the Wampanoag Nation. Translated from the Wampanoag language, it means person of the wilderness or little wild man of the woods that vanishes. According to tradition, the Wampanoag folklore, these represent unpredictable, volatile, dangerous aspects of nature. Physical traits, 2 to 3 feet tall, possess smooth gray skin. I already said that. Large nose. This shape-shifting. We didn't get into that one. You ever seen a shapeshifter before?
I have, and I'm wondering of what I encountered at my dad's lake house about, I would say, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning one night, now that I'm thinking about it.
Can you tell us what state this is in?
New Hampshire.
Oh, okay.
This was in New Hampshire. It was in Stoddard out by Keene.
Okay, so pretty wooded area.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. And very small town.
Yeah.
It's in the woods. Oh, yes. On a lake, tiny man-made lake, Highland Lake. It's only 7 miles, but I mean it's not. You say 7, I say 7 miles. 7 miles is a pretty decent size,
Right.
But compared to our other lakes, that is small.
Right.
And I went outside, and I swear to God, a shadow of a bear, but it was so thick that it was a solid form. Mm-hmm. And it came up 1, 2, 3 steps, got to the top, lifted up its head, saw me, and charged. To the point that this thing was so real to me that I actually ran through the screen door, fell backwards stumbling into the house because this thing was going to attack me. And then I was like, oh my God, it's going to jump on me. I look up, there's nothing there. Mm-hmm. It was gone. It was gone. What the hell did I encounter out there?
Right.
Something had to have shifted.
Yeah.
It was not a real bear.
Right. And these things here can appear and disappear at will. Their favorite transformations looks like a walking porcupine from behind, but displays half human, half troll face in the front. Magical abilities to create fire at will, launch poison arrows, manipulate the sand to blind victims, and employ deadly magic.
Interesting.
They kidnap children and lure people to death off of high cliffs.
Well, it's funny you say that because where he disappeared was right at the stairs too. My dad is a big A-frame, mm-hmm. and right there at the stairs was a 18-foot drop.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. I encountered something. I don't know what it was, but it was absolutely terrifying, and I thought my heart was going to burst out of my chest. It scared the I haven't been that scared since I went to the that haunted oh my goodness, the haunted hospital that they used in the Civil War when they would take over the field hospital. And I saw a spirit standing there, and it was as solid as human form, and I couldn't believe it. It caught me off guard, and I ran out of the house.
I bet you did.
I did. I screamed and I ran.
Well, sometimes that's all you can do.
Just like that instinct kicked in, like, oh, that's not supposed to be here. I'm out. Get me out of here. But now, I think that was, when we were still newer at it, and I don't think I'm as afraid anymore.
Right.
With an investigating, not that I was afraid, but it was like a healthy fear, not so much that I was tormenting myself investigating. Let me say that. I was not doing that.
Here's one. What is a pudgewucky? Question mark. If you see one, the best is to stay away.
Yep. Is that on Reddit?
No, thelineup.com.
Okay.
Wow. They're also known to the Micmac tribes and Pisces of the Miami tribe.
Yeah. And I think I think just about every culture is, just like Bigfoot has encountered something similar and has a word for it. But the question is like, where the heck do they come from?
Right.
That's what I would love to know.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell where they're coming from. I mean, these have been in local laws and legendary Native Americans, and a lot of the early history books I read about King Philip's War talk about mystical creatures and tricksters in the woods to be careful. you know, my friends that have investigated the bridge, I've been down the Bridgewater enough myself, but my friends who really spend a lot of time down there, I swear they live down there, but they do live down there.
Yeah.
They say the same thing. So. We don't know what it is. You know?
No, we don't.
That's why these things have always fascinated me.
All of it fascinates me. It really does. Just
In fact,
you know, it's like just imagine what else we haven't encountered yet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
right. In fact, down at the Bridgewater Triangle, I actually channeled King Philip or Metacom. But in Amesbury, I actually channeled one of these little beings to move it away.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah, that took a while for me to get rid of it, but I got rid of it.
Oh, I bet it did. It didn't want to go, did it?
No, it wanted to hang with me for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it really did. And I mean, there are so many pictures of these things. Depending on what culture you're looking at, depending on where they come from, there's a gazillion pictures of these things. Oh, wait a minute. What's this? A blogger on, oh, I know Peter. My buddy Peter, who author Witches and Warlocks. He's done also things on many different. He's an author from this area, Peter Muse.
Oh, very cool.
Forever. He wrote that there was actually a Pudgewalkie. He wrote this April 22nd, 2023 on his New England folklore. What are they called? Help me. Blogs. Thank you.
Yep.
I can't think right now. Sometimes people write about strange experiences they had. Just a few weeks ago, a woman I'll call Mary, so he's obviously using a different name, sent me an email about a weird encounter she had while walking her dog. Mary lives in Norwell, Mass.
How far is that from?
Good question. I'll look that up in a minute.
Yeah.
Norwell, Mass, taking care of her friend's large Labrador Retriever while the friend was traveling. The dog would wake Mary up every morning between 4 and 5 to take a walk. We all have animals that do that. The animals control us.
Oh, out by Scituate, so Cohasset.
Oh, okay, you looked it up. Thank you. Mary would usually bring...
No, not too far. Not too far from Brockton and Bridgewater.
So it's near the Bridgewater Triangle then. It's probably one of the outskirt communities. Okay. Usually bring a dog spawn nearby the watershed, a patch of wood, a swamp for its morning perambulation, meaning morning bathroom break. Mary and the dog went on an early morning walks for a few weeks without any strange happenings, but that all changed on March 1st, 2023, maybe 2022. It doesn't give a year. It was pitch black. And they walked to on the road near the watershed, and the dog stopped in its tracks and let out a little growl. Hadn't seen a raccoon or maybe a coyote. Feeling nervous about being alone in the dark with wild animals nearby, Mary looked around to see what startled the dog. It was not a raccoon or a coyote. It was something strange. Crouched near the woods, a small humanoid creature that was covered in what looked like matted black fur. Mary thought the creature stared at her with glowing green eyes, but isn't sure if it was. She just imagined the details. Whatever the creature was, it was something she had never seen before. She and her dog ran home. A few days later, the dog went home to its own. Oh. Wait a minute. She never seen it before. She and the dog ran home. Okay. A few days later, the dog went home to the owner, and Mary thought it was the end of the strange experience. But on the night of March 13th, Mary heard some unusual sounds coming from the outside of her house. It sounded as though something was quietly but instantly tapping the side of her house, or possibly a window. At first thought, she maybe thought it was her daughter. She looked herself and saw that the daughter was sleeping. So that wasn't the case. She was safely inside. Nervously, Mary thoughts turned to the small humanoid. She had seen her near the woods with outside her house, tapping the walls and the windows. The next day, she talked to some people at work about what had been happening, and one of them suggested she encountered a Pukwaki, or Pudgewaki, one of the name of the small, hairy, magical humanoids that are said to live in the woods of New Hampshire. Basically, they are the type of fairy, not pretty, tutu-wearing, fairy-like Tinkerbell, but a straggler, rough and round through the edges of fairy. Fairy-like Tinkerbell, but a straggler, rough around the edges fairy, and there's a type of fairy you wouldn't expect to do anything out in the woods, and they do.
So he's calling it a fae.
Yeah.
A type of fae.
Yeah.
I mean, it very well could be, because fairies, fae truly, they mess with you. They can really hurt you.
That they can.
You know what I mean? Just like the Pukwudgie. They can lure you to your death if they wanted to, but they will mess with you. Do not mess with them.
No. Stay away from them as much as you can.
I often wondered that as well. So that brings in the spiritual side. Me as a, doing what I do and knowing and seeing and feeling the things I know, see, and hear. I'm very familiar with the fae. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I never said anything because I just don't know enough about cryptids, and these guys were always placed in the cryptid category.
And not well talked about
I had
either.
always wondered, honestly, I'm not joking, I put this on everything, if they were like the fae, just a troller version. But then again, fae can look like trolls too. They're not like what we see Tinkerbell like that. It's not like that.
No. Not at all.
So I often wondered that as well. So I knowing what I know now, if I was to say my professional medium opinion, I would absolutely put them in the fae category. A million %. But that's just me not knowing enough about cryptids. Is it are they in the fae category, or do I just not know enough about cryptids? Right. I don't know.
Now, according to the Wampanoag lore, Pudgewockies are small humanoid creatures 2 to 3 feet tall that are mischief spirits and the nation and nature's guardian. This psychic wrote an article, Samantha Almeida. She wrote an article about this in New England. Who are they? What are they? And she calls them nature's guardians.
Nature's gardeners. Ah, interesting. They're out there.
Guardian. Guardian. The protector of the nature.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And some of the stuff they do.
Then why are most encounters so negative then? Because unless people are intentionally trying to harm things, because the relationship went. So that's right.
Well, also if you think
there's so many theories.
Right, but here, think of it this way too. Then, according to this lady, she calls them nature's guardians, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to get a little too descriptive for some people here. So if we offend you, we are sorry. And if we create a mindset for you, we're sorry ahead of time. All right. So, what is planet Earth? Planet Earth is a planet in our solar system with water, sun, darkness, pretty much. Right?
Right.
And fire to stay warm. Those are your basic elements, right? So, when we finally, move it and westward expansion, let's now go further past and go into the meat and potatoes of what these Pudgewuckies do. Pudgewuckies were sent here to guard it, for protecting the earth. Okay? Now, let's look at these cities and towns all around New England. I don't care what city you are in. Pick one. Okay, I'll pick one first.
Yeah, you pick one.
All right. Let's pick, Let's pick Ossipee, New Hampshire.
Okay.
The southern one.
I'm actually going up to Ossipee next month.
Right, in the Bridgewater, not the Bridgewater, sure, Tom, in the Ossipee Triangle, okay?
Yes.
There have been Pudgewuckies seen in places out there, all right? So, I've been going up Route 16 all my life. I remember Route 16 over 30 years ago. You been to Route 16 recently, Melissa?
No, I don't think so, no.
Okay.
I don't think so.
So for years, I went up to Ossipee and North Conway and later Berlin, New Hampshire. And I'd take 16. Now,
Is that how we got to Randolph? I don't know.
No, Berlin, New Hampshire's up past the White Mountains National Forest.
Yeah, so is Randolph.
Yeah.
So is Randolph, yeah.
Okay,
we
so
just
it
went up
must
to
be,
Randolph not too long ago. We were still a little bit a ways from Berlin, but we were right in that area.
In the ballpark, okay.
Yep.
So, when I used to drive up 16, you'd have to watch out for deer, bears, and everything else year round.
Moose.
Moose,
A lot of moose.
yeah. Now, drive Route 16 from the beginning of it in Dover, Dover. Go up through Rochester, where there's all woods is now development. Same in Ossipee, same everywhere. I think there's a Home Depot and a strip mall. You can see it from 16.
In Ossipee now?
No, might be Rochester.
Okay.
It's-
You can see it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can see it.
All right, so let's get back to the guardians of our earth, or the guardians of our nature, okay? So, who did we get, first of all, in school we learned one thing, right? What do we call Earth? Mother Earth.
Mother Earth, yeah.
Correct, okay. So, who gives us permission to destroy Mother Earth? Does she give us permission herself, or do we rely on men to give us permission?
Yeah, right.
What do we rely on? Oh, the men. The
Yeah.
men who serve on zoning boards and all these boards in these towns to help bring good development. Good development, in quotes.
Yeah, I was going to say, is there such thing?
Yeah, same thing. So, now what happens? Well, now we're digging into Mother Earth. Now, did Mother Earth give us permission to dig inside of her?
Right.
No, I don't think she sent us a teletype or an email or, a phone call. Hi, this is Mother Earth. I give you permission to dig me up. Okay. So, with that said, we're destroying acres and acres and thousands of acres of land.
It's bad.
Where are these creatures going? Like today in Haverhill, in Ward Hill, someone puts out, I don't know what to do. I think there's a bear in my backyard and it shouldn't be here.
Oh, jeez.
It shouldn't be there. Wait a minute, maybe you shouldn't be where you're at. That might be the better solution.
Right, I know.
The problem is now these cities and towns have sold their souls to developers to keep developing housing, because that's going to solve the housing crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know. We won't get into that.
No, that's another...
I can go off on that.
Oh, I could too. That's another day for another story. But who's giving permission for these developers to destroy, I should say not destroy, murder animal habitats?
So many habitats.
Destroying the animal ecosystem, destroying bears' homes, deer homes, beaver homes, fishing, you name it. Whatever you can find out in the woods, you've destroyed their home. Mm-hmm. Who's out there to protect them from us? That would be the Pudgewuckies. Gotcha. That's why they're back, and they're back as strong as they are.
Gotcha. That makes sense. It does. I believe it.
Because they're trying to protect they're trying to protect Mother Earth.
Yeah.
As us humans are going in there, destroying Mother Earth, destroying nature. I mean, we're running out of places to build. You can't even go camping anymore.
No need yeah, I was going to say there's just no need for the overbuilding. Okay.
No, and hence why we see Pudgewuckies more than we ever see them, because they're coming out now to protect the Earth from total annihilation. And once we annihilate our ecosystem, we're going to annihilate ourselves.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
But try to explain that to somebody. They think they know more than you if you try to explain it to them that way. Sometimes comical.
It's the truth. Yeah. The problem is everybody's just so selfish. They're thinking about now. They're not thinking about the future generations. So I don't want to hear that. They're not thinking about them.
No, they don't really care about the future.
No. But anyways, don't let that sidetrack us.
No. So that's why they're called what they're called. Nature's guardians.
I understand. That makes sense.
Because we need someone to protect our nature, because we're destroying it. So.
Well, they need to get to working on their equipment and their machines. You're going to use your energy, make it useful, and go after it. Who knows? Maybe it can only attack organic. I don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know that sounds funny, but think about it, right? You don't hear about cars or something because they're mostly usually in wooded areas, but now, like you said, because we've developed, but that you're encountering them so much more. Maybe we will start to hear things instead of just sightings. Instead of just sightings, you know what I mean? Right. I had this emotion with it, or I felt I needed to this, or it.
Right, and that's what makes things even more interesting.
Exactly. Oh, that was a good one. Good
talk. It was. Well, I think we've come to the end of a great show here. I want to thank you, Melissa.
You're welcome.
We had fun with this show. And I think we really exposed what these Pudgewuckies are and what they will be one day. So, yeah. And other than that, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. All across the world, all across America, from Maine to Florida, from the Carolinas to D.C. and California, and from Texas to Montana, from the United States to the Canadian border, to Alaska, to Russia, and everywhere else. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight on this worldwide talk about Puckwudgies. Thanks again. I'm heading back to my crib. Good night.